is Viva and Scrappy Mania, and today I am doing something different. I have not done this before, so let's see if this comes out or not. I have a lot of these stencils from Hot Off the Press. I love their three-dimensional stencils, and they're not stencils, they're templates. I love their templates because like this one is called a cuppa, and it makes a beautiful little tea. I'm planning to have a tea party at church. We're actually hosting a tea party at church, and I would think these would make perfect party favors. We have a little bit of lavender in a little sachet that I'm planning to put inside the cup and then present this for all the placemats. Everybody will have the little cup with the lavender inside that cup. And it's going to be about 60 party favors, and I really don't want to take the time to cut 60 papers out. So to me, that's a little tedious. So I decided to use my brother's Scan and Cut to create cut files, so that way I'll have the machine cut out the shapes. I will use the template for the fold areas. So once I cut it out, I'll put the paper underneath the template, and then I will just mark the fold areas and do it that way. I think that's going to be a more efficient way of making these cups. But I just didn't want to cut out 60 cups for this. So what I do is I have this mat, which is the scanning mat. It comes with a film, but you can do the same thing with a regular mat. If you don't have one of these, you can use this. One advice that I give you is to put black cardstock underneath it and then cut out your shape on white. So that gives you a nice high contrast in order to run it through the scanner. So then what I did is, as you can see, these are my pencil marks. So I went ahead and turned it over and scanned the reverse side. So when I do put my paper on my mat, it's going to be with the paper facing up, or the right side up, and it's going to cut it out, and then I'll just turn it over and I'll mark my markings, because this is actually this. So this is the right side of the template. I drew it out, I cut it, but when I scan it, I'm going to scan it on the reverse side, so that way I can lay my paper with the color side up and have it cut it. And I didn't want to confuse the machine with recognizing those pencil marks or pen marks, so that's why I did it that way. And let's see if it comes out. So this is the cup. This is the cup, the piece that goes on top of the cup. This is the saucer. I even did the tag. This is actually the handle for my cup. I even did the spoon. Another small little tag here, and then this is a little envelope. So I took every single piece from this template and I just cut it all out. So I cut this part out, I cut this part out. So every single piece that you see here was what I used to cut it out. Then I went ahead and scanned it and made my cutting files. So I'm going to try it out, so I don't want to use really good paper. So I'm going to be using, this is some Blue Sky by American Craft. I purchased this some time ago in Tuesday morning, and I think this will work. It's double-sided, so actually I can cut the saucer. Oops, I need to remove the backing here. I can cut the saucer at the same time that I cut the cup itself. So I'm going to lay this down. So I'm going to make sure I really lay this down. And I like to use a brayer to really bray it down, because I don't want this moving. So now that I have it nicely laid down, I'm going to go over to my machine and let's cut some shapes. So I already cut out my teacup, so I'm going to go ahead and show you how to take it off the mat. And don't throw this away, because you can go ahead and create flowers, and I'm going to create three-dimensional flowers with this to put on my teacup. So I'm going to teach you how to create this little teacup. See how beautiful that is? And this removes, and then this is your little box. So in here is where you're going to put your treat, and it closes so easily, like so. And I'm planning to put some flowers here, some nice little treats and flowers and decorations. So these are the two that I created. And see how you can switch out the inners. So you can either make it all the same, or you can switch out the inserts, and you can make some nice little cups like that. So I'm going to show you how to do this. Now in the template, she has it, or hot off the press has it that the cup goes up, so it goes this way. So your cup's supposed to go on here with this facing up. I do not like it that way, especially when I'm using single-sided paper. So I prefer it this way. I thought that looks a lot nicer for me. And plus it gives me a nice little edge where I can put flowers and other decorations. So I'm going to teach you how to do that. So once you have your pieces cut out, just remove it from the mat. You got to be very careful so you don't tear it apart. And the best way to remove things from the mat, you can bend it like I did, like that. Okay, so you're going to need, for this next part, you're going to need a mat, some kind of mat, and then you need your template. Then you're going to need your pieces. So for this, I need my two handles, which is here. This is the saucer. This is the cup, and then this is the little insert for the cup. So I'm going to start with the cup, and let's say I want this part to be in the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and place so let's go down so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so this is going to be my inside of my cup, and the other paper, this paper, is going to be on the outside of my cup. So you're going to line it up back on your template, and if you take your stylus and hold it down while you position your template, okay, let's position this. The trick is trying to get it all evened, and I think I'm good. So that looks like, you can see it, it looks like it's going to be okay. Then you take your thinner stylus, I don't know what millimeter, but it's a small one, and you're just going to go over where it says fold. You're going to go over those markings to transfer them. And see, you don't have to worry about leaving any pencil mark. I love this because I don't have to erase anything. It really makes it very easy by having a cut file. I don't have to worry about tracing anything out and then erasing my trace pieces, because sometimes I don't, it kind of gets all messed up whenever you're using an eraser. Sometimes I kind of bunch up the paper by accident. So then I'm just going to fold this over, and sometimes, like you can see here, I may want to cut it down just a tab. But this is a lot easier than trying to cut the whole piece out. So just cut it up a tab so that way I can loosen it up. And see how easy this is to fold. And you don't have to use a bone folder. Sometimes with cheap paper, like this paper is die cut with a view. I think it is die cut with a view. Or actually, I'm not sure what kind of paper this is. I got it at Tuesday Morning, so I'm not really sure at the paper. So sometimes it cracks, but if you use just your hands to fold it over, you have less chances of it cracking. So then you're going to take your glue gun. So I have my hot glue gun, and you're just going to put a little bit of glue right on the edge, then close it up just like that. Oh, I think I unplugged it by accident. Hold on, let's plug it back in. That's why it wasn't gluing. So while it's heating up again, so let's heat that up. Let's get my other piece. Let's use this one. And bring back your template. Now I want this to be the outside, so I'm going to flip it over and create my score lines within the inside of the paper that I don't want to show. That's where I'm going to go ahead and match it up and create my score lines. So I hope you can see that. Again, you're just going to score. And in this one, you're going to have to cut. Okay. So like, make sure I transfer all my full lines. Yeah, I did. And then, just so you can see what here, this is where my fold lines are. These are where this fold line, and notice how it's kind of a little square here. So where I'm going to cut is on, see that dotted line? So I'm going to cut from there to there. Okay. And then I'm going to do that on all 5 sides. Actually, we got 6 sides, sorry. 6 sides. So now I'm going to go ahead and fold over and then fold over my tab. And my glue gun is still heating up, so I'm going to go ahead and do the next piece. So there we have our saucer that's going to go upside down. Now I'm going to bring this over. Okay, so I want this part to be in the inside and this going to be in my outside. So I'm going to have to take my template and turn it over. Let's see. Where is my stylus? There it is. And I'm going to match it up, and I think you're not going to be able to see it as well just because of the color of my mat against this one. You really don't see it, and I apologize for that, but you get the idea. Wherever you read on the template that you need to fold, that's where you're going to go ahead and score. So I'm going to score right here, then right here, right down here, and on the side. And I like to hold it down. And you can really press hard when you have your cutting mat underneath. You're not going to damage the paper. And I think I was off frame on that. I apologize, but I hope you get the idea of what I'm doing. I'm just going through where it says fold. That's where I'm doing my score. And there, I'm done. Okay, so let's go come out a little bit. So now I'm going to go ahead and score this, or fold it. on my score lines. And sometimes I'll have to cut in a little more just to free it up. Just a tad. Okay. And we're going to fold it the opposite side because we want this part to be out. Very easy, very easy. And like I said, I discovered this technique about cutting out a template, using the template, cutting out the pieces, scanning it in my scan and cut, and then having the machine cut it, because I have a lot of these party favors I got to do by July 14th. So I'm trying to get ahead of the game. And this is the best solution I found to do this. Okay, so now I believe my hot glue is ready. So let's go ahead and bring it over. So you're going to put some glue. Yep, it's ready. It's hot enough. And then match it up. And see, notice that I'm matching the fold lines together and down here. You want to make sure you want it just right, and see the edges are fitting perfectly. They're in line. Just same thing here. Gonna do the same thing here. Just go through all the tabs. You know, I think the hardest part of this project is doing those fold lines, because it's very simple. Okay, so now the way to fold this is tricky. The way to fold this, actually, oh, I got one more. And it took me a while to kind of figure this out, but once you've done a couple, then it's very simple. So you take, the first one goes in, then the next one, then the next one, then the next one, then the next one, and then this one tucks under here. Tucks under there, like that. So this part right here just tucks under there, and that holds it in place. There. Look how pretty that is. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the next cup. I apologize, I should have picked a better piece of paper so you can see it better, but this is what I used, so I apologize, but I hope you see a little bit what I'm doing. I'm just putting it together. See, putting it together, as you can see underneath. Getting glue all over my fingers. And actually, I have a more grungier craft mat for when I do glue, because I don't like messing this one up. So let me get my other one. This is the one I use for when I'm doing projects like this. It's really grungy. Okay. Oops. Let's go ahead and put more glue here. And that fits just right. That looks very nice. Coordinates very nicely. So when you use double-sided paper, look how pretty that looks. Okay, so now we're ready for the saucer. So you're just gonna glue the tabs. So there's a tab right there. Just glue it on. Hold it in place just for a little bit. And you don't need a lot of glue, just put a little tab. Don't put too much glue. Oop, that was a little too much. Hope I was in frame. It's hard to do this and have the camera filming it and then doing it. It's pretty hard. Okay, so either you can have it like this, but I prefer it having it this way. I don't know, I like it that way. I like it on like so. So now we're going to go ahead and put the handle. So on the handle, and let's see, do I want it this way or this way? I may want to make the handle, so I'm going to make this to be the outside of my handle. So I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive. You're going to put it on the heart area right here, so this area. So go around the opening. See, I put it down there on the opening. Then you're going to bring this one and match it up. Give it a nice press. And then I'm going to take a ruler and create my score line. And just open it up like so. Okay, put some glue on here, put it on the corner of your cup like that. Put some glue on the bottom. In there. Look at my next teacup. So these are all the teacups I've been making for my tea party. So I hope you liked this video and thank you for watching. Bye now.